It's Jay from Hiking Forgotten Ruins, where I bring you along on my adventures exploring Native American sites throughout Arizona and beyond. Come along and see where this adventure will take us. Today we're in central Arizona at the end of a long, dusty dirt road where we'll park, then hike to a river and attempt to cross it, and then climb a mountain that holds remnants of a past culture that predates the European discovery of America. Who built this place and why? Good morning. We're back in Arizona and we're hiking to a Native American fortress above the Verde River, somewhere in the wilderness of Arizona. Today I've got my brother with me, so he's going to be my co-pilot on this adventure and help me find this place because it's someplace I've never been to and we're not quite sure exactly how we're going to get to it or where it's going to be, so it's a bit of an adventure that we're just going to have to discover as we go along. But thanks for joining us today, and I hope you enjoy the adventure. Always close the gate. Well, there's the first glimpse of where we're headed. We got quite the drop down to the river, and that to cross before getting over there. So we'll see how that goes. We've made it down the hill, down by the river. We're in this nice big river valley here, and we're headed up to our destination right up here at this top. We found ourselves on a nice little established trail, which is good, but still not sure how we're going to get across that river. Well, we've got to the river here, but it's lovely and really pretty, but as you can see, it kind of goes here, and it's over there. It's kind of meandering all over the place. So I was hoping for one spot to cross, but I'm not really seeing it. Not quite sure what we're gonna do. I found a spot here where the cattails are, you can see where they start and end. They're starting here, ending over there, then it goes straight up. So this is about the best area we found so far, but still no crossing options, and those cattails are awfully darn thick. Don't see us climbing through those. Well, this is almost the best we've found so far. Gonna have to wade up to our waist probably. But I could see the other side through the cattails, which is nice. Well, this looks much bigger and much deeper and much more to cross. And although it's a beautiful spot, I don't think this is our crossing point. Let's go see how my brother's doing. There's where we're headed, but we've got this Verde River in front of us, and it seems to meander quite a bit and get wide, and it's full of a lot of cattails that look quite sharp. And there's no obvious crossing spot. We've been kind of following this trail, and I think it's meant for horses because the trail does go to a spot across the river, but you can't really see where the trail goes. It just wanders off into the river, and not really sure if you can see what's ahead of you. So we're still figuring out how to get across this one, but Well, we found our way across the river. We ended up going back to a spot where I knew there was a log across, but it was kind of back the way we came, and ended up costing us a little bit of time, and it's kind of forced us to cross this section where the river gets real close to this steep hill that's all covered in these rocks. See all this stuff? We got to walk all over this, which is not a lot of fun because every rock is loose and it all wants to twist your ankle if you give it the chance. Hopefully we'll get a little bit easier as we go.
Yeah.
So we started up here, went along the trail there and dropped down, then we went all the way over here. Couldn't get across, so went way back there and have been fighting this steep hill. But we finally made it to this ravine. That's our last low point before we go up here and way to this point here.
Cattails don't look as wide down here as they did up there.
Well, we made it up the steep part, and there's our destination. Not far now. Wow. Let's go up and over this and see what's inside. Definitely a defensive wall up here. Looks like it rings this whole plateau. Wow. Well, this definitely broke through, didn't it? See where the walls tumbled down here?
Typical to find no pottery shards in a place like this?
Well, sometimes you see stuff, sometimes you see none. And I think when there's usually none, it indicates that it wasn't a living area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when we look down here, we can see this big wall, but not really any rooms.
Yeah.
This pit here, that could have been to collect water. Yeah. This could have been a refuge in time of attack or something. There's only this one way to get up here, or you know, this sort of side, and they got a nice big wall on that side. So, of course, maybe it's not even for defensive. You know, strictly, it could also be someplace ceremonial where people like to come up and have activities and community gatherings and such. Sure drops off nicely. So in a previous adventure, I climbed to the top of this peak here and found another hilltop fortress, which makes you kind of wonder why there's two of them so close together here. I guess maybe this was just a very fertile area and they did a lot of farming down by the river, and there was just a lot of people around here that maybe needed refuge in times of trouble. No one's getting up this way. Wow. Doesn't seem to be much up here, but This does look like a structure. You can see a little bit of stacked stones over here and kind of a round, big oval section. Pretty good sized. Looks like it might have been one or two big room, 2 rooms here maybe, a wall with another room here, and then another room over there. So, not much shelter, but I'm wondering if these could have held supplies, food and weapons and water, so that if people needed to stay up here for a while, they could wait out the attackers. Yeah, we've got this first bigger wall all along the edge, and what seems to be sort of maybe a secondary wall running right along here. It's fallen down pretty much completely, but would make a good barrier to throw spears or shoot arrows from, while attackers came right up through this little notch right here. You can see a nice tight corner over here. Well, this might be the entrance area right here. Looks like this is a well-formed notch here in the wall, not just a bit torn down by the elements in time. Intriguing. Wow, from down here it's pretty tall. You can see that being quite a barrier for the attackers approaching this way. That's pretty impressive. This site is attributed to the Prescott culture, a pre-Columbian Native American people known for their hilltop forts, farming prowess, and complex water management techniques in central Arizona. It's hard not to wonder about the people who once called this remote place home. The stone walls may be weathered and the structures largely gone, but what remains gives us a fascinating glimpse into the Prescott culture and lives of the people who lived here centuries ago. For us, the real reward was not just reaching the ruins, but the adventure of finding them and experiencing this remarkable place firsthand. Thanks for joining my brother and I on this adventure of discovery, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.